Let's talk about hot topics on the table, big money, big rumors. We got Major League Baseball to talk about. And we're going to zero in and start, obviously, on the transactions that have happened. The Dodgers are in the headlines. Major League Baseball just handed out the bill. You know, you tell the wife, if you buy this on my credit card, I will have to pay this. The bill for Dodger baseball has led to a record $103 million luxury tax bill. Wow. The Dodgers will pay an all-time high $103 million because their combined payroll was $353 million this past season. That includes salary, and that includes benefits for every player that's under contract. That was their total expenses. So the Dodgers owe $103 million. The New York Mets, second most expensive luxury tax bill, $97 million. The Yankees were a distant third at 62%. Here's the addendum. Here's the asterisk mark to that. Because the Dodgers have been over this luxury tax thing 3 times in a row, the Dodgers are over it again this year. They pay 110% tax. For every dollar spent going forward now, the Dodgers will pay 110% tax on every player they sign from this point on.
That means everything's going to cost at least more than double.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So that's interesting there. Elsewhere, Dodgers talked to the Cardinals about Nolan Arenado. However, they asked St. Louis to pay a share of the $54 million that Arenado is owed. St. Louis said no. Dodgers said end of conversation. Maybe they revisit it. The Dodgers have opened talks with Anthony Santander, power-hitting outfielder, Baltimore. Problem is he wants a 5-year deal. I don't know that the Dodgers are going to do that. The Dodgers have opened trade talks with the White Sox for young, slumping, off-injured outfielder Luis Robert. Might be potential of a deal there. The Dodgers are talking to the Cubs about Seiyu Suzuki, the Japanese outfielder who's been in Wrigley Field for the last 2 years. They might have an acquisition they can make there. Meanwhile, Dodgers lost Walker Buehler today, signed with the Red Sox. 1 year, $21 million, plus incentives. I'm a little bit surprised. He's 44-27. He saved him in the World Series. He went 13 straight shutout innings against the Padres, and then obviously into the World Series. A little bit disappointed the Dodgers let him go because, tell you what, he was a warrior. I mean, he was a passionate guy on the mound. A little bit surprised the Dodgers let him go. Now, granted, the Dodgers have been very active, the Blake Snell acquisition, et cetera, et cetera. So those are all things there as it relates to Dodger baseball. And they've really kind of stolen the headlines. The Padres have done nothing.
Yeah.
That kind of really surprises me. Because the second tier of pitchers, John, on our list of free agents, second tier, those guys are starting to come off the board too. So the Padres, it's obvious that ownership has told them, this is all you can spend. You have to rearrange the dollars. This is all you can spend. I was told over the weekend by somebody from within that they're shopping Luis Arraez. Toronto is trying to make a deal to get another bat. Maybe that's where Arraez winds up. I was told that at this point, Dylan Cease is not going to Baltimore and is not going to Boston because Boston's already got Garrett Crochet and now they've added Buehler. I was told that maybe the Padres just offer Dylan Cease arbitration, let him stay, start. If he has a banner year, that means the Padres may be in the pennant race. If he doesn't do well or the club doesn't do well, you could always trade him at the deadline. And so that's where the Padres are at this point in time. So your comment on the Dodgers, your comments on the Padres who've done zero.
Yeah, it is a big zero for the Padres. For the Dodgers, though, has there been any news on Teoscar Hernandez? I mean, is he going to sign with the LA?
Talks have stalled.
Really?
Yeah, they've stalled over the fact he wants 3 years, big money. They want 2 years, maybe an option, but now, he's still in the running in Baltimore. He might be in the running at Fenway Park because they're going to add one more bat in each of those clubs.
But that's what the Dodgers need, are outfielders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting, too, that Walker Buehler left. But I think, you know, Walker Buehler kind of turned out to be the odd man out because there's still, like, how many pitchers? They've got, like 7 or 8 starters already.
Yeah, they got about half those guys that are carrying into spring training injury woes. Have they recovered from the surgery? A bunch of those guys sat out chunks of the season. Buehler, as rugged as last year was, look what he did postseason. Look what he did, 13 straight shutout innings for them.
Yeah,
at the most important time of the
I'm not breaking out the violin for the Dodgers. They're going to be just fine. But it is amazing that they've gone so far over the luxury tax. I assume that Cohen and the Mets were the ones that were at the top of the list for the luxury tax violation.
Cohen's talking to the Cardinals about Arenado. Cohen's still talking to Pete Alonso. There's other guys out there. Cohen just signed Sean Manaea to a contract extension to bring him back. I'm sorry. If there's any Met fans out here on this podcast, I don't like your pitching staff at all. You got Juan Soto. I can't stand your pitching staff. I don't think you have anywhere near enough arms, despite all the arms you have under contract right now. So that's where we are with the Dodgers. That's where we are with the Padres.